Okay, we're here with yet another episode. Transcending heights, empowering each other. Sister Sylvia here, Splash Dripping Wet Daddy, El Plaga Bueno Jr. And we're here with a very special, well, every episode is special. This particular episode, we're going to be speaking on formula and sequence, which will bring you success in all your endeavors. You put the Lord first. Sister Sylvia Hill, you had a very, very, very stimulating live this morning speaking about sequence. And of course on Friday, you spoke on formula. And I felt like both of those kind of intertwined as we spoken about weaving in the last episodes. So I'm going to give it to you and let you take it away and let you explain to us what you had in mind for those words.
Okay, well, thank you as always for just such a passionate introduction. And I believe on the last episode we talked about tribute, and I was paying tribute to the Lord, tribute to you, and tribute to so many other people that the Lord has just placed in my life, because it really helps to know that you have people that support your growth, and then you can support their growth and everything like that. So formula, we know, is a set form of words. It can be a recipe or prescription, some synonyms or blueprint, code, custom, and principle. And so the question that I posed during that particular message was, what is your formula for success in overcoming challenges? And so that's a question I'm going to pose for each of us even during this episode. What is our formula for success in overcoming challenges? And so some things that have helped me, or different ingredients of my formula, have been praying, brainstorming, networking, and pacing. My brother and I, we have a lot of conversations about pacing. Sometimes these goals come about and we just want to accomplish everything all at once. We really do. And so I've learned that it's very, very important to pace, to brainstorm. I also have shared that writing things down has really helped me and been a part of my formula. I like to write down the things that I need to accomplish, write down things that I've already accomplished. And then even as thoughts come about, sometimes you can be doing something completely different and a thought comes to you. And what I've learned is that if I don't take time out to write it down, when I try to go back and think of that thing, I might not even be able to capture it. And so it's very important to write things down. I've learned that helps me to track. And of course, reading the scripture. Reading the scripture really helps me to be able to apply those principles, those commandments in my everyday walk. So, yeah.
Definitely, and I want to elaborate on that too. If you are too busy or something to write, or you don't have a tablet or notebook around you, you can easily use a voice recorder on your phone to record certain thoughts, voice memo. You can download the app if necessary. You can use a notepad on your phone. But the best way, and even in history, is to actually write. And then recite your plans, recite your goals, go back and look at them on a day-to-day basis, and that'll give you more motivation and let you know where you are. In schooling, they also, put together to-do lists. It's a lot about time management. So a lot of ways to become successful, and this is where a lot of people fall short, really, and we all fall short to the glory of God, but a lot of people attain most of success on themselves because they have applied certain principles. But many of these principles, just about all of these principles, you can find inside the Bible. To-do lists, faith without works is dead. So, really applying these things to manifestation and manifesting your true spiritual desires, and physical desires come right along with it, but you have to be happy in the spirit first, man, before you can be outwardly happy. You have to be successful in the spirit first before you begin to manifest the laptop you wanted, the camera that you wanted, the business that you wanted. You have to come up with a plan. You have to come up with a formula, and also with that formula, you have to have a sequential sequence in order of steps that you take to get to where you are getting to, exactly to where I'm getting to. So, Sister Sylvia Hill, all right, with applying your formula and applying your sequence, and you've given us a little window, into your sequence and formula, because I see you start your morning every morning. What we don't see is you start your morning every morning in a kind of meditative state. And of course, man, we wash our face, we brush our teeth. Thank you, Mom. We do these certain things because we're taking care of ourselves. You know, some people take vitamins and this, that, and the third. So in between setting up your formula in your sequence, like how did you come up with that, you know, that repetitive, you know, type ritual, spirituality that you decide to implement? And then when did it begin? I saw by maybe 2 years ago, of course, like you woke up in the morning and you wrote some very positive words, you know what I'm saying? But of course on Facebook you gotta click see more. You have to click that. You know what I'm saying? And you started with your video of the positive message and a part 2 to it, and you came up with your music where you kind of danced and you did your thing. So when in your mind did that stimulate, and when did you begin putting that practice into motion, putting that manifestation, putting the faith and the works together to get to where you are now?
Well, like you say, one thing I do admire about Facebook, I have to be honest, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way or not, but I really appreciate the fact that Facebook brings your memories back to you. In some cases you think, wow, man, the Lord was really working on me even back then. And then sometimes you look at some memories and you're like, wow, I can't believe that, you know, I allowed certain things to take me out of element. But yeah, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I finally got to a point where I felt comfortable with actually just sharing some positive words through, like my brother say, written messages on Facebook, just some positive words, written messages on Facebook. And then in 2020 is when the Lord really prompted me to actually start speaking. When I was younger, and you remember this too, I had a lot of opportunities in church, and then even in school I would be in plays and different things like that. And so I've always had a passion for speaking. And so the Lord just kind of, he really prompted me, like, it's time to actually use your voice. Use your voice to be able to communicate a message of hope, positivity, and encouragement to others. And so pretty much what I am sharing now with others is something that's part of my own formula, like you said, my own sequence that I've already been doing. Every morning I get up, like you said, I go through my hygiene stages, and then I love to go to what I call my meditative place, which is our front porch, and that's where I begin writing. And you said something very powerful a while ago. You know, a lot of times some people don't really have the time maybe to write, or maybe feel more comfortable. I've known people to draw things out, you know, whatever you may be able to do. But writing really helps me to let down my raw emotions, my thoughts and my feelings about various things. And so I love to write. Then I love to pray. And then from there, I go into an even deeper meditative state, as in, okay, what is truly the word for today? Because sometimes different words may come about, but then I'm like, I have to consult with him again to be like, is this the word? Is this the word? Because, you know, sometimes we come up with things, and it may be very good intentions. I talk about this a lot of times, but it may not really be the word or the message that he has for us to present at that time. And so that's a whole nother process that I go through. And so from there, I pray again that he speaks to me and through me during the day's message, as well as throughout all of my interactions with others for the day. When I do not know what to say, that he gives me the appropriate words or utterances, and if silence is what is needed, that he prompts me to do so.
Well, I want to show the world something. Now, I remember you mentioned this on one of your lives, because I tune in. Now, what I asked is kind of a trick question. I wasn't thinking about this when I asked it, but from childhood, you always taught. You always had an imaginary class. I was one of the class clowns. You know, we had teddy bears and everything in the class. I'm going somewhere with this. So, basically, like you said, in church, you know, they called you to speak. You read many poems, Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, and did an incredible job. And, of course, our mother was a writer and a librarian. You know what I'm saying? Our father, deacon, grandparents, uncles, pastors, and everything. So, basically, everything's been weaving everything together. So, this definitely is a calling for you. And it's been a calling since day one, since you were crafted and molded inside the womb. So, I want people to pay attention to your children, to see like what their gifts are, what they're very, very interested in, what they're doing. And we don't need to focus so much on us as adults. We need to get ourselves together, but focusing on that child, because, you know what I'm saying, it's an incredible gift just seeing what you have and seeing where you've came thus far. So my next question for you is, man, how with everything going on in the world, so many distractions, so much going on Facebook, the media, the news, fear factors, this, that, and the third, end of the world, things like that. How do you like clear your mind from all of that and stay focused on the formula and stay focused on the sequence and move directly towards that path to accomplishing everything that God has set forth for your purpose and for you to accomplish? Because you're doing such a beautiful job at it, and you can't give your own self credit, but I definitely see the work that God is putting in you, and I see that no matter what comes up, no matter what you face, and there's been a lot of phone calls she's gotten you guys. There's been a lot of things going on around in our family that we don't post on Facebook, and you still get up and you still push through. How?
Well, first of all, I have to say I owe it all to the Lord. Like you say, I really thank Him for continuing to provide. And so even when distractions come about, sometimes I'm my own worst enemy, and I think I've talked about that before. I set expectations very high for myself. And sometimes I have to remind myself that I am human. I can only do so much at one time, but that the Lord has the strength that I need to be able to carry through. And so that question that you asked, which is very powerful, and then just the things that you say, and a lot of times I don't even stop to think about it until you or probably or somebody's like, 7 days, 7 days, and in the moment of doing it, it doesn't really seem like that much, but then when I go back and I think about it, and like you say, think about...
This is with work, this is with taking her children to track practice, picking them up from jobs, crazy drivers, a job herself, sometimes she used to have bad migraines. This is a human being, people. Continue. I hope I didn't stop you where you left off from. Yeah, I apologize.
He gets so passionate about things, and I get it. That's that protective, that loving brother nature. But yes, I have life just like everybody else. We all do. And so one thing he knows about me, which is why he brings certain things up, is that I'm not a person that has pity parties for myself, and I don't do anything, to try to gain sympathy or anything from anybody. But yes, I have my struggles that I go through as well. But what keeps me going, like I say, is that the Lord has kept me here for a reason. He keeps all of us here for a reason, but you really have to know a person's background, a person's history with the Lord, their personal connection with the Lord. And so every day that He allows me to wake up, I'm just like, Lord, you did it again. That means you still have something for me to do. You still have some work for me to do. So even in the midst of everything, my formula, my sequence is what actually helps me to get through things. I think that if I left any element of that out, it would be very, very difficult for me to face. Everything that I go through in the morning time, it prepares me for my day, even though I may not know what I'm going to face for the day. it prepares me. It goes ahead and it sets the tone. We talked about that once before, a tone, and how we can set the tone for our day through Him. So when I'm spending that time with Him and I'm asking Him to give me whatever I'm going to need for the day, because I can't foresee. You know, there's some things that we already know. Okay, I'm going to have this meeting today, this plan, I'm going to have this and that. But there are so many unforeseen factors that tend to come about sometimes. But if it wasn't for my formula and my sequence that I go through, I don't know. You know, it would be something totally different. I may not be able to balance things in the manner that He's allowing me to balance them. And so, like I said, the question that I posed was just for all of us to look at our formulas to success, you know, and the sequence of things. Sometimes we don't understand why certain things happen, but then we realize as we go on and we reflect that I kind of needed that to happen how it happened in order for me to grow. You know, sometimes we get really comfortable. We get really comfortable in our little boxes, or we get comfortable just going through the motions. But once we really truly allow Him to be able to do some new things within us, then we're able to see, like, I never would have thought I would be able to do half of the things I'm doing now. But like I said, if it wasn't for me learning what I needed from Him, me learning more about myself, what I can handle, what I cannot handle. You know, all this is self-awareness. Because me on my own strength, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of mornings I wake up and I'm thankful to be alive. And I'm also already kind of mentally, because I'm thinking, oh, I got all this stuff I got to do. But then once I go through my process with Him, then I'm like, you know what, you got this.
But you know who you put me in the mind of, even when I look at you right now, you put me in the mind of Mike Tyson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hulk Hogan, Michael Jordan. And because of the fights and everything that you've had to endure spiritually, and then, as I said in another episode, you know, life is like a sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spoke to you the other morning, and I had watched you live, and your live was incredible. But I spoke to you, and you said, man, I'm not really feeling too good. You know, head kind of hurting, I'm feeling kind of cloudy and everything. So what really intrigued me was, even like when Michael Jordan had that stomach flu or whatever, they had gave him some bad piece or whatever, stomach, whatever. He had a playoff game. And he came out there, he was sick, you know what I'm saying? When the cameras were off, like when he was sitting down, he was holding his stomach, he was in bad shape or whatever. But when the cameras came on, when he stepped on court, when the lights came on, and when it really mattered, like you couldn't even, he was still doing his thing. So that brings me back to another factor to it. When you really have it on your mind and your heart and your soul to accomplish your goal, to take your team to the championship, to the playoff. And I feel like your team is each and every one of us. And what you're manifesting in this world, because you have to have faith. Faith without works is dead. What you're manifesting in this world, I never thought in 35 going on 36 years that it would be possible. You're manifesting, not trying, but you're manifesting love, joy, a sense of hope, peace, things that we could never imagine. And it's different things going on in the community. July 31st, Nicholas Latrice, man, putting together something for the community. July 31st, tap in. But you've begun something in the city. You've put a stronghold on the city, like a spiritual warfare on the city, man, where things are beginning to change and manifest in ways I never would imagine. And we're not giving credit to you for that. We're giving credit to God and to the Holy Spirit. But you were one of the first people that jumped out the box in this city and in this community and stood on the word, stood by the word, and practiced the word each and every day in your life. So I want to commend you for that. I want to recommend that each and every one of you follow her on Instagram. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're building a platform to push this message out to the world. I want to give you your flowers. I want you to speak on, man. You got a chance to talk with Tina Presley, and it's being uploaded to Roku, Kingdom. Could you just speak on a tad bit of that right now, because I'm quite sure that it's going to already have been aired by the time that the world gets a chance to see this episode.
Well, first I want to back a little bit. I do appreciate those words, but I will say this, that there have been other pioneers. Our uncle Larry Gipson that has posted, I mean, he posts scriptures pretty much every day. He also posts gospel music to encourage and inspire others, so he uses Facebook as that platform. Dr. Rixie Thompson does a live at 5, and she's been doing that even before, you know, the Lord really was able to get me even geared up to have the courage, you know, to put myself out there. So Dr. Rixie Thompson every Sunday, live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Petula Hill. She is another one that I'm telling you. So there are a lot of people, and I know my brother, he's looking at the fact that I'm doing 7 days a week on Facebook, like actually speaking or whatever. But there are a lot of pioneers, a lot of people that have really been pushing positivity. So I did want to shout all of you out, because I have grown a deeper appreciation, I will tell you, for pastors, for teachers, for just, you know, spiritual leaders in general, because it does take perseverance, it takes humility, it takes courage, like I say, networking with others, because there's always somebody that may know just a little bit more than you do, and you may know just a little bit more about something that someone else does. And so I did want to go back there, because my brother is, you know, highlighting my mission on my platform that the Lord has instructed me to do. But there are so many people in our city, in our community, other people that I don't even know personally, that I know that you all are working in, because it's real. Different for all of us. He has something for everybody.
I got to tap in with them. But see, you know, everybody's reality is set up differently. Like, I'm probably not, you know, I gotta definitely tap in with the ones that she's saying. Now, for real, salute y'all. And Dr. Rixie Thompson, I am tapped in. You know, I see you share hers on Sunday when you go live at 5. So yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of like, as far as like my platform, like as far as how Facebook set up and the algorithm set up. Like every time she go live, it ding. You know what I'm saying? Notify me. Man, y'all can hit that bell too on each and every one of them, so that when they are going live, no matter what time of the day or whatever, you will get a notification to your phone. But now, continue. I ain't mean, yeah, man.
But I wanted to highlight that. You know, I know that sometimes, and like my brother say, he is linked in or tapped in with me, he gets the notifications and stuff. But I definitely wanted to highlight that we're not by any means saying that I'm whatever. There's so many people. If it wasn't for you all, I always say that I have so many mentors. I claim people as mentors and they don't even realize, and I go back later and tell them. Like, I actually tell them when I get a chance, you don't know how much you inspire me. Tina Presley with Kingdom Purpose TV. I had to look it up so I could get it right. Kingdom Purpose TV. She said it will be available also on Roku and Amazon Fire. So we sat down and we had a conversation about my upcoming book, Transcending Heights, Journey to Freedom. We also just talked a little bit about my testimony and the various people in my life, or how people in my life, people that God placed in my life, really encourage and inspire me to step out and be able to say, you know what, I can do this. You know, we all have a purpose, and God has something in store for each of us. And what I have may look a little bit different for you, and what you have may look a little bit different, but He has so many things for each of us. And so that was part of us being able to actually sit down. I learned a lot about her. She learned a lot about me and my background. And so it will air Monday, June 28th, I believe it is, around 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I said, Kingdom Purpose TV, Roku, I don't even know if I'm saying Roku right. And
I
Amazon
call it
Fire.
Roku. I call it Roku, but Roku, man, Roku, y'all know, Goku, y'all know, if you got a smart TV, or if you got that little stick that you can plug into the back of your TV, it's easy. You hit home, you got Netflix, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got all these different platforms and everything. So we will be sharing it. As I said, we will be airing this when we air this. So y'all might or might not be able to tap in, link in, but I'm quite sure if you actually go to the app and I'm supporting her app. So if you can download that app, I'm quite sure every episode of the things that they're doing will probably be on that podcast. And it's Black Sisters, Melanin Popping Queens. Yeah, man. We got a lot of black women that are promoting the virtuous woman, and bringing the virtuous woman back into the game. You know what I'm saying? So y'all tap in with that, because it's a Jezebel spirit going around, but we ain't doing no judging. We just love them, so we ain't gonna speak on that. We ain't here to talk about that. But it is a formula to getting your daughters and getting your women, your queens and everything. We're getting them back in tune with their virtue. So man, y'all make sure that y'all tap in with Tina Presley. She has a book out, Journey of Hope. I know Sylvia shouted it out. I shouted it out before. But man, repetition is the key, man. So 1 time for your mind, 2 times for the grind, 3 times just because it rhyme. And y'all make sure y'all tap in with these black sisters. Beautiful on the inside to the outside. And that's where it starts, on the inside. So I mean, what are some more things that you may be planning in the future, and it may be a question that you're thinking about as of now, but what are some more things that you're integrating and adding to your recipe, into your formula, you know what I'm saying, to continue to push this hope, continue to push it out, you know. I know you're not really the type to just share, like, look at me, but like, what are some things that you're planning on doing, maybe even in the community in the future, or maybe even using the platforms that we're using, and you know, kind of go into what you're doing on Instagram, you know, and just, you know, let the people know, what the formula is. Well, you ain't got to tell them you got to give them your sauce.
Well, I've already given what my formula, you know, is the things that help me. So that's definitely not. And I love when you ask this question, because it's pretty much going to be the same each time. I really believe that I cannot speak on what the Lord is going to do and what He's going to allow me to do. Now, Instagram, yes, I do have an Instagram, and many times some of my videos are on there. I don't do Instagram every day necessarily like I do with Facebook, but you will definitely find something on there. Like, I love to really encourage people to embrace self-love, self-care, diversity, enjoy the moment on there. And so sometimes I do share the message for the day. Sometimes I might do something like just a little picture with some words or whatever, to just kind of encourage and inspire. But I really, honestly, like I said, because even if I would have said last year, if I would have told you last year what I was going to do, I wouldn't have known that I would still be doing what I'm doing now, honestly. And to me, I don't really like to do a lot of talking. It may sound crazy because I am a speaker, and so therefore I'm presenting messages or whatever, but I'm more about like action. I'm more about like just being able to allow the Lord to use me to do. So if I tell you something is coming, and then I really don't even know when it's coming because He's working on things, and to me, I'm putting something out there in the atmosphere that I'm trying to do His job, if that makes sense. Like, I have things going. I've been talking about my book that I do know will come out this year. Don't know the exact date, and I'm not rushing it because I do want it to be what God would have it to be, to communicate whatever message it needs to communicate with that. But just continue to tap in. If anything, I can say that tapping in, since that's your new statement that you use quite a bit, but you know, I'm supporting others. And so to me, I don't have to be in a spotlight. Even with this, you know, we're allowing people to see your interviewing skills, your techniques. You know, I don't like a lot of nothing on me.
Man, she don't. We putting the spotlight on them. We take it to YouTube. We take it to LinkedIn. We. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna as soon as God allow me to, man, we're going to Twitter. We're going to Tumblr. Tumblr is a site that a lot of y'all probably won't use, but it is a site, and it deals with writing. So man, we're going to put the message out there. As soon as I get a copy of the book, like I said, you'll be able to check it out on the blog. You'll be able to begin reading some of it, but of course, you know what I'm saying, at the bottom, we're going to definitely let you know where you can purchase the book, but it's going to be a week-by-week thing, and it's going to be taking our time, because it's about putting that message out there so the four corners of the globe can see what God is doing for this great individual. As I said, definitely, man, this is going to be big. This is going to be huge, and God is going to allow it to be big and going to be huge due to the fact of the matter. It's a very sincere, very humble, very humble young lady, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I got the blogger, GoDumnation.blogspot.com, which is also an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? People in Louisiana, everybody go dumb. But really going dumb, the terminology of going dumb is really like turning up, like going for your goals, going for what you believe in, going for what you know. So, man, I'm going to have a spot that's designed for transcending heights and empowering each other. You know what I'm saying? You can be able to scroll down. You're going to be able to catch some of the lives from way back in the gap. You're going to be able to check out some of the things she got going on now. When she does, you know, write something, or like I said, the books and everything like that, you will be able to go and tap in at these certain platforms. The website is coming. You know, it's a lot of things in the making. It's a lot of things that I'm working hard to manifest, that even in my departure from this physical body is going to already be set in play and set in motion. So yeah, man, y'all tap in with what she has going on, because it is influenced by the Holy Spirit. She don't want nothing from y'all. You know what I'm saying? She's the type of person, man, she don't want no money, she don't want nothing but to do what God has placed on her heart and placed in her spirit to do. And for that particular reason, it deserves a platform. This is going to be huge. This is going to be bigger than Megan Thee Stallion. It's going to be bigger than Erica Banks. It's going to be bigger than everything that y'all thought was big, because we're going into another age where, man, this is a spiritually inclined world, and we need knowledge. We need essence. We need something more from our women than a body, than this, that, and the third. So, man, we're pushing that out there, man, the feminine nature of God, the feminine, because you can't have the masculine without the feminine, putting out the yin and the yang, the drip and the drain. So, man, as new age black king, it's up to me, man, to solidify and show just how powerful the balance of the masculine and feminine, you know, power is together. So it's certain things that some women do that men don't agree with, certain things that men do that women don't agree with. But we're going to squash all that. We're going to talk about certain situations. Stay tuned for more Let's Talk About It, you know, episodes. Stay tuned for season 2 if it's in God's will. Season 3, because everything is basically if it's in God's will, and that's basically what she's saying. That's the gist of it all. Man, I can't tell you I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I came to some troubles myself when I was putting together the blog. But knowledge is power. And you can research different things, you can do certain things. So, I mean, first when I put the blog out, it was just, man, it hurt me. Like, you scroll down, when no videos showing. None. You know what I'm saying? I went to sleep last night, man. It was hard on me. I woke up this morning, went back to sleep, because I was just like, man. And I got up, pulled myself out of bed, did some research, pulled it up, and bam, the videos are showing. So, I mean, it's definitely about pacing. It's definitely about when it's God's will for things to happen. But as I said, it's not for her to say what's going to be big, what's going to be huge, what's going to be. God made me a mouth. God made me, you know, a trumpet sounding off, man, to let everybody know, man, come out your house. It's a trumpet going off, like the Holy Spirit is in the quarters of the town, like it's going down. Man, change your ways. Salvation is free. Man, we preaching salvation, you know. So, man, you know, go to the Lord. Come here, come to this platform, man, where it's open arms, it's love. It ain't no judging going on, and we're here to talk about it. We'll be very, very pleased and acceptable if people email or DM or inbox or comment, you know, something that we should talk about, something that should be brought up. We don't mind touching bases on it, man. So, you know, talk to us, get with us. Sister Sylvia here, take it away.
So I will say this, that I truly am thankful just for all the support and the love that has been shown, and I do my very best to reciprocate that to others. And like my brother said, he's very passionate in a lot of what he says. But see, I learned a long time ago, just for me, my own personal thing, that a lot of things I do work on behind the scenes and allow the Lord to kind of reveal and work on with me, because that's just how he has me operated. My brother, on the other hand, you know, he doesn't mind putting things out there, and that's fine, because guess what? He's going to kill himself over 24/7, you know, doing that type of thing. So we we grew up under the same roof, same parents and everything like that. We just have our different ways and approaches to things. So for me, like I said, I don't want to speak on a lot of things of what I'm going to do and this and that because I don't even know in the morning. You know, sometimes I don't know if it's going to be live, if it's going to be pre-recorded. I don't know how I'm going to feel in the morning. I don't even know what the word is going to be for tomorrow when I go live. So with me, I had truly learned because like I said, in the past, I struggled so much with trying to do so much in my power. You know, I wanted to fix things in a positive way. Not necessarily fix people, but fix situations. And I thought, well, you know, if I do this and if I do that. And so many times, you talked about Humpty Dumpty once before. You know, I feel like I would fall and fall and fall. And so I had to learn, stop it. Stop it. Be patient. Be still. Wait on the Lord. He's going to let you know what you need to do, when you need to do it. And that things take time. You know, I'm a processor, so things take time. And so like my brother said about even with the community, there are so many things that I want to do. Like I say, even tapping in with others that are working on things. So it doesn't all have to be Transcending Heights, empowering each other, or Sylvia Hill. It's not about that. It's about like-minded people coming together, different communities. It don't even have to be my own community. You know, whatever that, where it's positivity and people are really working on things to promote positive change. I mean, I'm all about supporting that. I really am. And so when you ask that question and you try to give me every episode with that question, and a few times I've said different things, like even with the 120 days of transcending. But like I said, I'm still working on the 120 days of transcending. So for even me to keep saying I'm working on that, and you all are probably like, well, she's been saying that. We haven't seen the 120 days yet. So just know that I am following the Lord's lead. And when things are supposed to happen, they will happen. You know, I don't want to make any promises that I, Sylvia, cannot keep.
Well, we're operating in the body of Christ. And that's what I love about Christ, and that's what I love about the balance of a black king and a black queen. Because in the beginning is the word. So either way, though it may seem like I'm more aggressive in certain natures and the way I come off, you aggressively are going to war in a spiritual warfare. Like you're punching, you're using a two-edged sword. You're slashing every day, even though you're not using your words as negative. You're killing the game because you're using your words for positive. So I mean, it's certain different things. Like I said, faith without works is dead. You've got the faith, baby. And I'm putting in some hard work. We both working, but faith without works is dead. In the beginning is the word. Like everything still coinciding. Daytime and nighttime. You can't have one without the other. The yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's basically the thing. That's basically, you know what I'm saying, you get the best of the both worlds when you're dealing with us, baby. And it's all must bow down to the Most High. I almost understand, you know what I'm saying. Very anointed sister, man. She's blessing us every single morning that she, and I'm not even gonna say that she can. She's been blessing us every single morning. So, you know, it may not seem as if, you know, she's being aggressive, and she's not putting nobody in the head like making them do this, that, or third. But the prayers that she's sending up, believe me, they working. The faith that she has, the work that she is doing behind the scenes is very, very necessary, like commissary. So, man, y'all come get y'all a dose of it. If you are blessed to be her Facebook friend, because Facebook is very personal, and she can't add a lot. It's people, man, jumping in people inboxes with cash app scams. It's a lot going on. So, man, y'all tap in if y'all can at Transcending_heights. Transcending_heights. We'll spell it out for y'all, but we all have smarter devices where you start beginning to spell Transcending, it should spell it. Put an underscore, spell heights. That's it on Instagram. And at Theo_promo. THEEO_PROMO. And also on YouTube is Transcending Heights, empowering each other. And on Facebook, the actual page you can like you don't have to send her a friend request, like you're getting it on the page also. The links are going to be in the description of this YouTube video. So, man, y'all tap in. Transcending Heights is coming to Twitter. Transcending Heights is coming to LinkedIn. Transcending Heights is coming to Blogger. Transcending Heights is coming to Tumblr. Transcending Heights is coming to Tag. Transcending Heights is coming on any app I can find that's a social app. I got more than one phone, so believe you me, man, I'm gonna be tapping in on all three of them once I get my third one. And my laptop is working and twerking. So man, y'all already know what the business is, man.
And y'all already know we're not coming with anything but positive vibes, love, joy, increasing faith, a sense of hope, a sense of hope. Transcending together forever. Butterfly Nation.
Y'all know what it is.
Peace.